Oh well. Now, there wasn't any particular reason for me to want to be human there. Oh right, there's this here that has this pushy thing, which is where I was going back to. Or actually, I just went the wrong way. And that was why I messed that up. Nope. This is the wrong way. To go up. This way. Right? This way. Okay. I thought I had to go back up the other way. I remembered that wrong. No matter. Easily fixed problem. I mostly just wanted to kindle that bonfire. Humanity is not important here. There's no NPCs here, and I don't want to get invaded over here. That would be super annoying. So let's just continue on. Now, one of the things I could do is I could drop down to that other area and then homeward bone up. That seems like the best way of doing this. I suppose, time efficiently. So let's go ahead and do that. Bye. You can see he died. This is not necessarily a bottomless pit, but it's very deep. Okay. So, one of the things you want to do here is you want to get over to there. One of the things that these items here will do, these prism stones, is if you drop one and the fall will kill you, it'll make a sound like that. But if you drop it normally, it just makes a glowy thing. Actually, that wasn't death. So you throw them off, so you can see where the ledges are. So we want to go there. Except that I hit that gap. There's that little thing on the wall that I hit that gave me a bad time. Oh well. We'll be at the top of that ramp there. Platforming in this game is a bit hit or miss sometimes. By sometimes, I mean pretty much all the time. We'll show off pyromancies later. Actually, we probably want to show off pyromancies right after doing this. There I go, getting reckless with the skeletons again. Skeletons are pretty dangerous as far as enemies go. I mean, they're just kind of basic dudes, but they can really mess you up if you're not careful. So when I homeward bone back, you're just gonna sit there doing that. He is. Jerk. Okay. I just pushed the wrong button there. Bye. Just knock him into the pit. So here's our souls. So rolling here is not necessarily what you want to do. You want to just fall straight down, land here. And you can see another similar thing where you just Jump off, fall straight down. And here we get a green Titanite shard. Why would we want that? And what kind of treasure is that? Well, if we had had the problem before of not having a divine weapon, well, we could fix that now. But if we go down this hole, if the skeletons fall down here and survive, this part's hilarious.
Be gone with you. You'll spoil my focus.
As shown here, I didn't know there was a skeleton. Let's kind of show up and mess with you. Now out there is towards the end of the level, so we're not going to go out there. Need item, do we?
What's that then? Need some smithing? Then produce me some wares.
So he's got homeward bones, which is very convenient. I'm not going to buy one yet. He also sells Titanite shards, just like Andre does. And he sells arrows. He is the fire blacksmith, which means that, well, you bring any fire things to him, and he will have the enchants needed to make fire things, which is what our green Titanite shards can be used for. So let's make a fire weapon. I think we need 7. So let's just reinforce a weapon. Not our straight sword. Let's do the let's see. What do we have the stats required for? We can do a battle axe. What about the claymore? We have the stats required for the claymore. We'll do the claymore. Okay. Oh. I was 2 off. Spoil his focus. And we could talk to him too, and he'll actually tell us where to find some fire thingies. So, in retrospect, it probably would have been better to do something aside from the claymore, but just because it's a similar weapon, but we'll go ahead and do that anyway. So, now we have that, we can use our green Titanite shard to make a fire claymore. So now we have a fire weapon. Let's talk to him.
I'm here to smith, not to chit-chat. I've told you, I'm here for the trade, not for the talk. Enough with your presence. It disturbs me.
He won't get mad and attack you or anything.
Well, you are a persistent one, are you not? But I'm afraid I'm a mere blacksmith. It's just me and my trade. I would be of no help to a righteous warrior such as yourself. I've told you I have nothing to discuss. If I have anything to offer, it's my smithing and nothing more. I'd be of more help with that ember from New London, of course. It's a shame the whole place was flooded.
Ember from New Londo, of course.
I've told you I have nothing to discuss. If I have anything to offer, it's my smithing and nothing more. I'd be of more help with that ember from...
So we need to go find an ember in New Londo, but the whole place is flooded, so we can't get to it. Okay, I'm just gonna homeward bone out so I can show the rest of the level, though. So we're gonna go back where we were, which is conveniently back where progress is, and then I can equip some pyromancies. Show that off. Of course not. So let's attune some magic. Let's replace our force spell with the fire orb spell. Now this level is significantly easier if you have fall control, but I didn't feel like increasing my intelligence that far yet. that is more for another area, and for coming back down here again, which is something you're going to need to do. So there's a fog door up ahead. Let's go up and go through it. Now, can I get to there from here? Well, there's one way to find out. Okay, I can. Cool. This is that area over by that stuff that has the item up here. We can pick up the Great Scythe. And if we fall through here, this again takes us back to an area that's pretty close to the end. So let's not do that. Oh crap. And this is back where the area to go down to that blacksmith is. I forget his name. He's some kind of giant Cthulhu skeleton. The beard made of bones or metal or something. Like a chain beard. Oh. That was almost very unfortunate. Don't be too reckless. That was an instance I could have died of bleeding, because I healed myself, but I still had my bleed meter up. Oh, wait. Go around this way. I'll show you what I mean by that being towards the end of the level a bit later. Skeletons are seeing me and trying to jump down on me, falling off the edge. So that's cool. So now we're on another stairway down. But this one actually has a bottom. Now this is kind of an interesting area. Up above there we can see an evil friendo. We're going to ignore him up there for now. And over here we can see, read a message. It says treasure, and that's a developer message. Sometimes the developer messages are not necessarily the most helpful things. They can indicate that other NPCs are putting them down, I suppose. Here we have a dude over there. Let's go ahead and take him out. Take this guy out. Ooh. There is treasure over here. That is not a joke. Aw. Come on, that would have been cool. Over here. Ah, I forgot. Let's try out a pyromancy hand. Here we have a big skeleton. Oops, I don't have a pyromancy in my hand. I'm going to try out the fire orb spell. Now these kind of have a weird arc where they kind of throw down rather than in a good thing. Nope, you got me. And they're pretty slow, so you gotta be careful. Not a big deal. We're like right here. That's the only way I know of to get hit twice by that thing. And well, I took a bunch of damage because it counts as dodging to jump like that. Oh, come on. Let's try out pyromancy on these fellows. Boom. See, they're very susceptible to it. That guy just shot a hole in the wall with his bow. Let's be careful here. Don't want that to happen again. Oh, you're gonna be like that, huh? Alright. Play like that. Oh! And see, that's why you don't attack a dude with a guy in parry mode next to him. Because that might happen. Alright, let's just use an Estus Flask. Let's compare the damage that our lightning spear will do to that big dude to kind of show off the difference between the different types of damage with different enemies. As you can see, well, I think it still does more. But there are enemies that are more susceptible to the damage. So here we get the Dark Moon Seance Ring, which has a similar effect to the Dusk Crown Ring, but instead of giving you more sorcery castings, it actually gives you another attunement slot, which would be pretty good for us, but not very helpful right now. It's granted to the Princess Dusk of Ulasil. We'll figure out what that means later. Doesn't look like it'd be a very helpful item. But the Dark Moon Seance Ring mentions Gwendolyn. So we'll figure out what that means. The only remaining deity, an Enerlando. So let's head back up. Is this the place I want to go? Yes. Okay. I think. No. It's the other side. Ooh, that was close. That might have killed me if it had hit. Let's head up. And one thing about targeting people on the ladders, oops, is that if you're like going to turn the corner when you come up, I've fallen off the ledge doing that. Or maybe I did go the right way before. And there wasn't any reason to come over here. I thought it was the side with the skeleton, but I guess not. This is the only way out. There's no place out the way you jumped in. I guess that ladder's there just so you can kill him. You gotta go over here. Or maybe... You know what? I think there is another way. Isn't there a... Yeah, there's a side passage in here. Oh, right, yeah. Because, up here is a magical friend. Hello. Let's be careful here. If you can get far enough away, you can use the heal spell in combat just fine. Isn't there another item back here? I often forget. Where's where and stuff like that. Nope. nothing back here. Okay. So we're getting towards the end of the catacombs, and this is the area above that other area. See, up. Another developer message, sort of thing. It's not one of those secret ones that you need the divine guidance to get, but works just fine. And this is back towards this area, and if you jump down here, this leads you... to show it off or not? Well, there's an item here. You get the Tranquil Walk of Peace, which is what those one dudes were doing to us in the area before. I'm trying to activate it without falling. Oh, nope. There we go. So you might recognize this area. This is the area back almost at the beginning. This is the way out, so to speak. Well, it literally is the way out. I don't know what I'm talking about. You have to drink again. Activating even more guys. But there's a solution to this problem. And the solution is this bridge here. Come at me, bro. Because the enemies are kind of stupid. Okay. So, no problem here. I guess we do want to go over there. This is the place we are going into, but that other part is easier because we don't have to fight the skeletons here. Oh no, I already fought the skeletons. So this is where we were before. The necromancer's up there. Fought the skeletons down there. And now we're down here. Let's activate this skeleton head man. Just dodge out of the way with the explosion. You can't kill them in any way, as far as I know. That guy just jumped off the edge. What a smart dude. Now, one of the great things to do is to draw them into killing your enemies for you. And you can see these guys are still alive. Those guys do not, in fact, deal divine damage. I don't know why you would think they did. But they don't. And then over here. So, the bridges above, you can actually jump down to this area from the bridge up there. It's pretty easy. And this is basically how you can skip a bunch of the level. Up there is... I can actually look up there if I equip the binoculars. No. Okay. There's that area I said would take you to the end of the level is up there. That kind of special area. So, I've got pretty good resources for this part. I'm not going to complain. And it's pretty easy to get here from where we were. So now we're into an area that actually looks like a tomb. And if we look over here, there's a way to go further on. But over here, there's some stuff. Including a Titanite demon, who will not activate until we get closer. There's some bait behind him that, yeah, see that stuff. Let's have a lightning duel with our friend here. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, crap. Yeah, wasn't far enough away. Now the thing about that thing is it'll hit the ceiling when it does that, so I think it has a slightly shorter range, but don't quote me on that. Fortunately, we're in a pretty good spot. Just on this lower bridge. And we can go here. Make sure the skeletons aren't there. Roll straight off onto here. And you can maybe see an item further down. We can jump down further there. There is some other parts to the level here. And we'll be getting to there in a moment. So let's go and get our souls at least. These guys are pretty resistant to lightning, so perhaps not the best choice of a thing to fight them with. But I really want that thing, and I don't want to come back here just to fight him, so we'll tough it out. Might take a couple tries. No big deal. Just gonna try to read what he's doing. If he jumps, just want to dodge backwards. Now this guy has a grab with that pull of his. It's actually called a catch pull. Yeah, now we I don't have enough dexterity to dodge his attacks while casting. No, if I time it correctly, I do. Just want to stay just out of his range so he can't jump at me. Now you can still move up into a certain point when deploying your lightning missile. Okay, I think one more hit will take him down. Now there's a really hilarious NPC in this area, but I don't want to show him off because he just completely trivializes the boss fight. It's a lot like the the witch who I said you can summon on the Moonlight Butterfly. So, Covenant ahead. And what do they mean by that? Well, if you nestle in this coffin and wait a little bit, and you notice we got those Eyes of Death. And I said that was for a Covenant earlier, but I didn't actually show it off because I was absent-minded and I derped it. We'll rest here a little bit. As you can see, my helmet clips through the top because it's really big. And the tusks, I think, clip through the top of the lid when it's closed. When we do that, that happens. I don't even know how you would close it with those huge tusks in the way. That looks pretty much impossible. We get transported to a new area. Now this is the Tomb of the Giants, which is the area next after the catacombs, but this is just kind of a little subset of it that you can't really get to until later. This is a Covenant. And if you do the Covenant, you get an achievement on that for opening it. This is an interesting Covenant, and the items we got before, those Eyes of Death, are related to it. It's kind of weird. It does give a pretty awesome spell. you can make it so that you can summon some weird enemies onto other people's worlds and stuff like that. And it's an online play thing. It's kind of weirdly implemented. I'm not sure how. I've never actually run into a Gravelord servant, which is what that's called. But it gives a pretty neat spell. So maybe I'll show that off later. Not as good as Lightning Spear.